No, ma'am, there are several groups.
Okay. Okay, guys. So see the screen. Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So our today's topic is algorithm and flowchart. So basically, what is algorithm and flow? What is flowchart? Let's understand this. Um, Algorithm is a step-by-step process which we normally write in our own language. You can use English. Normally, we write in English only. So algorithm is nothing but the step-by-step process. Whatever the job it is, whatever the process it is, step by step we will write. For example, if I ask you to do the addition of two numbers, suppose I ask do the addition of two numbers. In that case, how will you do the addition step by step? I'm asking you guys.
First, we'll take the number, then
Hmm.
first we'll take the two numbers and then we'll add.
Okay, simple. Let's take another example. Suppose I ask uh, to download some XYZ application. Suppose what would be the steps?
Go to the website, click on download, and wait for the download to finish.
Okay, fine. But suppose you don't know the website. In that case,
We have to search online for that website.
yeah,
Search
means
on
first.
Google or something. Any
Yes,
search
so
engine.
very first you need to open the browser. That would be your first step. After that, if you know the site, type the site, else go to the Google. Search for the word, you will get the links. From links, select one and then click on that and like that. So these are the steps. So when you write a whole process from beginning to end in your own language, that we call the algorithm. Am I clear?
Yes.
Algorithm is nothing but the step by step or a steps or a sequence of any task in your own language. More focus will have on the flowchart. See, flowchart is nothing but the graphical representation of your task, of your program, of your job, whatever you are doing. But suppose you want to draw, or if you want to draw some graph for that or a chart, we call it a flow chart. And here we have some symbols for that. The very first symbol, okay, the very first symbol is of the terminator. Terminator is normally used for the begin and the end. You just listen me. That's it. I'll ask that whenever you need to write something. So terminator is a symbol. This is your first symbol, which is a rounded rectangle. You can see. Sometimes also people uses this way. Mm, this way. This way also you can use. This is another, and sometimes also this way. This way also. So any from among this and this, you can use any shape that we will see in the next slides. So this symbol we use for the begin and end. When you start the process, start with this, and when you end the process, end with this. So this is your first symbol. Second symbol is for the process. Remember, yesterday we talked about the input, process, and output,
Yes, ma'am.
guys.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So when you will perform the process, when you will write the process in this simple rectangle. Simple rectangle. This is second. Then third we have input output. Now we know what is input and what is output, right? So to perform some specific task, of course, you will first give the data to the system, will be input, and after the process, you will have output. So again, you will use the same that we call the parallelogram. this symbol is called the parallelogram. So this is the symbol. Decision, this is third. Then we have a fourth symbol for the decision. Decision means, as I said, that if you know the URL, if, whenever you find this word, if so and so, then do so and so. If not this, then do this. So whenever you come across the decision type things or the if type things, if type things, in that case use this symbol. And then we have arrow. This is not case for right now, so just ignore this. So mainly you need to focus on the 4 or the 3 symbols. The first is this terminator, then process, then input output, and the decision. Fine, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's easy. So just in your notebook, just draw the symbol. That's it. Flowchart symbol. Just write down one statement. I speak out. Just write down one statement. Flowchart is a graphical representation of a program. A flowchart is a graphical representation of a program. So this is the definition of flowchart. Then we have different symbols. Write down the first symbol that we call the terminator, or some can call start and, begin and, start, stop. Multiple words you can use for the first symbol. The first symbol, that is rounded rectangle. You can use multiple words like start, stop, begin, and like this. I have written in the chat window if you want to read. Fine? Okay. The second is a simple rectangle, which we use for the process. Second is rectangle, simple rectangle, which we use for the process. And the last one is, third one is a parallelogram that we use for input and output. Fourth, we have arrow, which we use to show flow of data. And the fifth, we have diamond, which is a decision. So mainly we have 5 symbols. Easy? Perfect. Done, everyone? Now let's see that how to draw the flowchart. See, when you draw the flowchart or when you write the algorithm, keep in mind that Now we are going to work with the computers. And computer does not have a brain. We have to train them, right? Simple example, suppose there is one robot and yet we have not programmed him. In that case, and suppose it is programmed for some activities, and I'm uh, I'm ordering him that go and get the water bottle. Suppose this is my this is my order for the robot. Now what will happen? Because it does not have his own brain, right? So in that case, suppose that robot is not programmed for particular this job, that to get the water bottle. In that case, he will not understand it, right? Means I have to give him instructions each and every step. What I have to do or how I have to do, I have to say, okay, go straight, then go left, right? I have to give him direction first for the kitchen. Then there is a one cupboard style or there is a fridge. Open the door. There you will find the blue bottle. Pick the bottle. Close the door. Again come back in whatever the direction it is. Right? It means computer does not have brain, and so we need to give each and every instruction. We cannot assume that okay 5 plus 3 he will do it by himself. No, it is not possible. Got it, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So even in algorithm we write each and every step, and in flow chart similarly we'll draw all the steps. So shall we start with the flow chart?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
okay, fine. So see, this is the first can you see the screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so first just understand, I'll give time to draw. Ultimately you have this PDF, so not to worry about. So the very first, see, the question is, it will be asked in this way: draw a flow chart to add two numbers. Question will be like this only, that draw the flow chart to add two numbers. This is a simple flow chart. So how will we start? Okay, remember the first symbol, Terminator one, start
Yes,
and
ma'am.
start, stop, begin, end. So here we have that symbol. So always start with this symbol. Just write start inside it. After that means we are starting the process. The meaning of the symbol is we are starting the program, we are starting the process. Now we are starting the job actually. So start. Then there is a connector, that is just to show that where you are going or where your data is flowing. Next, what we need, because we are going to perform the addition of two numbers, we need two numbers. So here we have number 1 and number 2. But these two numbers will be taken from the user as an input, right? Because ultimately we are going to input two numbers. So these two numbers will become my input. And remember this parallelogram, it is for the input and output things. So we have a parallelogram. Inside the parallelogram, first input. Okay, what you need as an input? Of course, I'm going to perform addition of two numbers. So of course, I need two numbers. Simple. So we have number 1 and number 2. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the next is a process. After the input, we need to do process. Process of what? Process of addition, right? So fine. Number 1 plus number 2, and whatever the answer you will get, you need to store that answer somewhere. So let's say I'm writing sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2, and this is a simple rectangle we use for the processing. Fine, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the last, after in this process, we need to display this answer on the screen, right? We need to display this answer on the screen. Display or the print. These two words normally we use, print or a display. But what you want to display, what you want to print, that is sum.
Output.
Yes, perfect. Output. And where is my output? It is there in the sum. So I'm simply going to print down, and because this is the output, I'm using the parallelogram. And finally we have AND, because this is the AND process. Each and every symbol should be connected with each other, and this arrow shows that where your data flows and how your data flows. That's why we call it a flow chart. Here we can see that how data flows from one portion to the another. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Good thing is you are not bound to uh, write some particular things. For example, the right side diagram. Here you have another symbol, but it's fine. This is right. Then here it is written input numbers A and B. Fine. You can take P1, P2, NO1, NO2. You can write any. So input numbers, two numbers you can take. Because I have taken A and B, here I am doing the A plus B. Even instead of the sum, suppose I want to write ANS. Suppose I want to write ANS. Yes, I can write ANS is equal to A plus B. This is my process symbol. But here there is a mistake. Why this is a mistake? Who will say this wrong? Why this is wrong?
Ma'am, because we have to draw parallelogram because it is out.
Yes, very good. Because this is the output, because I'm displaying something. Instead of the sum, because I have taken the answer, I'll write answer. Yes, very good. Because this is the output portion, we need parallelogram. And in the end, we have a stop. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Any doubt, any query? Guys, any doubt, any query?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Perfect.
No, ma'am.
Everyone? Okay. Perfect. No doubt. Good. Okay. So this is your first example. It's very easy, very simple, and gradually when we'll do more and more practice, we'll have a more better idea for this. Now, the second, here we have another example. Draw a flow chart, and for what? Entered number is even or odd. So the question is something like this. Draw a flow chart to check that the given number is even or odd. Now, guys, write down. Question, write down. Write. I'm typing in. I'm dropping the message in the chat. Write an algorithm to check that the given number is odd or even. This is your question. Write an algorithm to check that the given number is odd or even. Now, because don't get confused between two words, algorithm and flowchart. Algorithm is a sequence of steps which is written in your own language. That is, normally we use English language. And flowchart is a graphical representation. Because many times I have seen that students make mistake during the exam. algorithm was asked and they draw the flowchart. And so normally they draw the flowchart because flowchart is comparatively easy. They found it easy. Okay, so you have to write an algorithm. How to write? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. That way you have to write. What we will do, first I discuss this problem. See, now onwards I will use the term problem because this is we are going to solve, right? Because why this is a problem? Because this problem we are going to give to the computer, and computer will tell us that the given number is odd or even. See, we know, right, that 2 is even, 4 is even, 5 is odd number, but how computer will know? We need to train him, we need to train it, right? And how we think that we have to write. So first we will discuss. Now the focus on this word, logic. Maximum time I'll use this word, logic. Not maximum time, every time. The logic. What is the logic? How you perform the job, how you solve the particular problem, that we call the logic. For example, let's say currently you are wherever you are, whatever the city you are in, uh, from your home to your school. Suppose I asked you to go to your school from your home. In that case, it might be possible there are 2, 3, or 4 different roads, different routes might be possible. That okay, there are 3 different routes through which I can reach to the school. But at the same time, suppose you are choosing the route 1, someone else is choosing route 2, and someone else is choosing the route 3. But ultimately, all 3 people are going to reach to the same destination. But they all have chosen the different routes. That we call the logic. Logic means how you solve the problem, how you do the job. Guys, do you know how to make a tea? It's a 4 o'clock. Okay. So you must have noticed this thing, that suppose your mama is making a tea, some different method. Suppose your sister is making a tea, some different method. Suppose you are making a tea, even in that case, some different method. But ultimately, at the end, you will get the tea. Right? Shwet, very good. So it means what? It means what? All are following different steps, but the destination is same. My output is going to be same. Why all the methods are same, different? Because we all think differently. And that thinking pattern, we call it a logic. That how we work, how we use our logic. What is your logic? Clear, everyone? So see, when I emphasize on some particular word, keep in mind that that word is really very important. And C is a language which helps student to build the logic. And this is the reason that this subject is there with your maths and stat. In a maths, in a stat, you can do huge calculations and so many other things you can do with the maths and stat. But suppose in future you want to develop the application, or suppose you want to be a scientist or something, but you should know that how to solve the problem. Because to solve a single problem you have a multiple ways, but which is the best method that you need to identify. And so this subject will help you out to build your logic. Fine? Okay. So today's problem is write an algorithm to check that the given number is odd or even. This is our problem. Now let's discuss that how will you know that the number is odd or even?
Divided by 2, and if it is divisible completely, then it is even. Otherwise, it is odd.
Yeah, simple. right? It's simple. Means if the number is divisible by 2, it means that if I get the remainder 0, that number is even, otherwise it's odd. Right, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
You're a maths and stat student. If the number completely divided by 2 is even, and if not, then it is odd. Yes, Anupriya, correct. So this is called the logic. It might be possible that sometimes you have only one root. There is no other root. In that case, everyone will think by the same logic, right? So to check the number is odd or even, we have only one logic, that if the number is divisible by 2, means that number is even. So that is the logic. But how to implement that in programming way? That is your homework for today. That you have to write an algorithm to check that the given number is odd or even. But I know very well that you don't know how to write the algorithm, right? And so I'll give one example. So here we have one example for you. Example. Okay, I'll give this example. Step by step, I'll write the algorithm first. How to write that you have to see. Step 1, start. You can write with me, everyone. Devanshi, please wait. This is how you can write the algorithm. Don't write the Devanshi's message, huh, guys? Which figure, Shwet? You are talking about the flow chart,
Yes, ma'am.
Shwet?
ma'am.
Right now, yeah, right. Right now, just go for the algorithm.
Okay, ma'am. We just have to write step 1, step 2, right?
Yeah, for the given problem. That is your homework. Not right now you
Okay.
have to do. Fine?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Easy, everyone? Okay. So the first is add two numbers. We have first algorithm. Second algorithm is to check the given number is odd or even. Now write down the third for third one. Write down the third one. First, today we'll work on the algorithm only. Write an algorithm. Write down the third one. Write an algorithm to calculate the area of circle. Fine. Done, everyone? Then can you repeat? Yeah. Write an algorithm to calculate. Okay, let me write. To calculate the area of circle. This is your new question. Shwet, what about the odd even number?
And that you were saying
Yeah,
third step as
but
well.
yes. That you have to do. That you have to do. Okay. I'm just summarizing things. What you have to do tomorrow, that is Sunday. What you have to do? First, first algorithm. What was that?
Odd even.
Odd even.
Odd even. Odd even. Second,
Right. Add numbers. Add numbers.
second one was?
Calculate the area of circle.
Yes, calculate area of circle. Means do you have only two examples, two questions to write the algorithm, right? Okay, so it was about the algorithm. More we will see about the algorithms and flowchart, but in next lecture. Otherwise, it will be overload. But one more thing we are going to study today.